mindfulness.
All right. Welcome to the BrokeMans podcast. Cooper
up?
Fire, how you doing, my guy?
What's up, man?
Good,
Fantastic.
man.
Feeling
Yes.
great. Feeling awesome.
As we know, we're going to kick it off with a little bit of gratitude. And today I am grateful for the ability to do this with some great people. I'm truly grateful for this. I'm grateful for the sunshine. It's a great day outside. The weather is phenomenal. And I'm also grateful for eating veggies out of garden. Tastes delicious. If you haven't tried it, yeah, you need to do it.
So good. So much better than store-bought.
Absolutely.
I am thankful for my family and loved ones and the time I get to spend with them.
There you go. Always important. Ton of stuff, but first thing, simple, grocery stores, man.
Yeah.
I've been eating like crazy lately and had to do a midweek grocery run last night. Didn't even think how easy. Stop at Aldi on the way home, boom, grab all the protein, everything I need for the week. So just grocery stores. Simple one, but something I take for granted so much.
Yeah. All right, fire guy. This guy is an incredible trainer, incredible friend, incredible motivator as well. And I had the pleasure of working out with him, having him train me one time. And yeah, I haven't felt that lactic acid build up in a long time. And you brought that back, and I was like, man, do I actually have it? Did I lose it? Because of how you were pushing me, you're on me like every 20 seconds, and I couldn't stop.
Right.
Yeah.
It just comes natural to you after that. Just got to go.
It just comes natural. Absolutely. With that, you've been through a lot. You've worked your way through a lot, and now you're on your way to a lot.
Sir.
Better now. You're on your way to a lot of bigger and better things. How's the journey going so far?
It's finally coming together.
Yeah.
I can see it. There is real things that I'm putting in place, real steps that I'm taking that is finally like I'm starting it.
Oh.
It finally feels like I have like that vision, that goal is clear. It's just like that next step, I know what I have to do. And it's so clear that there's no way not to do it. It used to be where you get this, a broad vision, a broad goal. I want to be in fitness. Well, now I want to complete this certified public trainer or personal trainer certificate. So I just need to study. I need to study chapter 1. You break it down, and it becomes so much more clear instead of just that big, broad, scary goal. Breaking it down. So the journey is getting good. It's picking up speed.
It's getting good. That momentum.
Right.
That passion.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it just snowballs.
Yes.
A little bit more, and pretty soon you're rolling, and it's all you can think about. And it's fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. What has been an incredible tool for you along this journey?
Well, one thing to keep that so clear, that vision, is journaling.
Yeah.
With it. My gosh. Yes. Back in the day, well, not back in the day, but pretty much for the last however many years, 10 years or so, my day was so stressful and whatever, I didn't want to think about it anymore. I would tuck it under the pillow and I would, just forget about it for the night, would totally relax.
Yes.
And I would not think about it. So the next day, it's like, man, this shit's happening again.
Yeah.
But I haven't given it any thought as to how to make it better, to make corrections. Right, no reflection. And I never, because I'm a, smart guy, I'm thinking all the time. I always thought, I think about the situation enough while it's going on or, directly right afterwards. But sometimes if it's really stressful, really hard, something in your brain doesn't let you think clearly about it. That's like how you talk to a third person, an impartial third party, and they bring on a different light, a different point of view. That's kind of like with yourself. When you think back on it later and all of those emotions from the moment are not there anymore, so much more clear. You can put a different spin on it. You've probably talked to different people throughout then. You're calm. Maybe you've came to terms with what happened a little bit. And it gives you such a better outlook on the situation. Thinking about it like, why did this happen? Maybe I could do something different tomorrow. Just that reflecting on it.
Oh, you're breaking down your day and you're opening it wide open and you're combing through it to see what went wrong.
Yeah.
And what could be done that's better.
Fine-tooth comb, because Go ahead.
I was going to say, I like that you're not only reflecting on it, but you're adjusting based on what you're seeing and patterns that you're noticing. And I think
Right.
that's so important because if you're not reading what you're writing and trying to implement that into your future,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to grow, you're not going to progress anywhere. If you don't learn from your history, you're going to make the same mistakes.
Right on. Same
famous
thing
quote.
over and over.
Absolutely.
And it's just like it's beating a dead horse. And people are, my life is miserable. No, your ability to adapt and change is not good.
Yes.
Your life is never miserable. You just got to change it up.
Yes.
Sometimes all it takes is a minor difference, you know? I'm so grumpy at work. I don't have the personality there. Well, you just got to get to bed an hour earlier and see what that does to your mood the whole next day.
Reflection and choice.
Right. You have to. Otherwise, like I said, you're just going in circles. Pretty soon a week turns into a month, and then it turns into a year. And like now I'm 30. It's like, dude, what if I started this 5-6 years early? Where would it be? It's never too late, but that day to day turns into year to year real quick. And before you know it, it's like, damn, dude, some good years are gone. So start now. Start today. It's never too late, but today is the day.
Absolutely.
Right.
So you talk about journaling. When did that kick in for you? When did it start? And what was the epiphany behind it?
Well, my mother journaled every day since as long as I can remember. I'd see her outside. She'd have her coffee and a cigarette, and she'd just be journaling. And I'm like, what do you write about? She'd have notebooks full, and she goes, just whatever. I just start writing, and sometimes I'm out there for an hour. Sometimes it's 20 minutes. So I always was, aware of it.
Yeah.
And I always thought, nah, I'm a guy. Nah, I'm a man. I don't need to reflect. I ain't going to be writing in some journal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to do that. And I keep the notebook and pen next to my bed. I started that maybe a couple months ago. Once or twice would hit that notebook up at the end of the day, but tired. I don't have time to journal. I'll just think about it, And one time I was so upset about something, I don't remember what it was. A little relationship issue or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking journal. And started off like angry, like I just got to get something out without outwardly yelling at something or doing something like that. And it just kept flowing. It just kept going. It just kept going. And just started off from top to bottom. How'd the day start? I literally just wrote down what I did that day. And as I would get into that, it made me be a little bit more. I'd start to get deeper. Like, how did I feel then? Camps went great today. I really brought the energy. I had a great meal the night before. Felt good. Got a good night's sleep. Didn't drink. Didn't do drugs, which is why I got good sleep, which is why I had an appetite. So then all these things kind of come back to the point of what you should be doing and why you should be doing it. And I don't want to keep reading about the negative things that I did every day by writing it down. That's looking yourself in the mirror. That's the hard part. Mm-hmm. Not journaling, it was okay to put that blame on somebody else. The job was just hard today. No, you were hungover. I didn't,
Now you see why the job was hard that
right.
day.
Yeah, because you're not putting that blame on somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I can't write it down if it's not true. Sure. You might be able to tell yourself a lie in your head, tuck it away and forget about it. Then after a while it becomes truth. But if you write that down, no, I can't write down a lie because I know that's not true.
You pause and you're like, is that really how that went down?
And because nobody else is seeing it, nobody else is reading this, why do I have to lie to myself? Mm-hmm. In your head, it's just to get through a situation quick, dump it and go. But at night when you're sitting there, write it down. Yeah. It's tough. Sometimes it makes you look like a jerk, but you have to look at yourself and adjust and grow based on that.
It's for you to grow as a person because you're being open and honest with yourself, which is rare because in your head you can kind of jerk yourself up. My question: How do you keep yourself motivated to write every day? If you do write every day, or how often do you write, and how do you keep yourself?
It's not every day. Mm-hmm. Busy is not an excuse, but sometimes I'm just, and I think it's great to do it every day, but I think the more often you do it, it's okay to skip a day here and there because you're cognizant, you are thinking about it. Get it in as much as you can. I probably do 4 or 5 times a week now. A lot better than when it was like once a month. and because of how you feel after, it almost like it pushes away all that bad stuff throughout the day, and you start the next day with a clean slate.
Yes.
That's what it was. Instead of tucking it away and it's there, but you don't want to deal with it. It's there, but you don't want to deal with it. So each day you're waking up and damn, you know that's there, and you choose to just not think about it, which is harder than thinking about it itself, because you get that pit in your stomach. It just makes you feel like garbage. So for me, it's just the benefits of it that make me do it. And just knowing, like, okay, if I do this, I'm going to feel better. If I do this, I'm going to feel better.
Absolutely. When you're journaling, I've noticed that you begin to become a poet of your own life.
Yeah.
You're able to become a poet on your own life. And there's a lot of love that goes into journaling and a lot of love that comes from it, especially the healthiness of the perspective you see of yourself. Like you said, you're getting a third point of view, and you're actually combing through all those thoughts and getting down to the root of it. And it's a healthy reflection, very healthy reflection.
Yeah.
And you get to see, spread out your day. You can see where you went wrong. And reading, I know me going back on some of my journals, I'm like, ugh, man, a lot of growth from that. A lot of growth. When you made your first journal entry, and after you got done and you looked at it, if you did or not, but whenever you finished, what was that feeling like?
I was like, man, I wrote that?
Yeah.
That's honestly what it was like. I thought all those things, and I said all that. I sound pretty damn smart.
Yeah.
Like, just the amount of inflection and, looking at your life at that day, and really, since I'm not just going to write gibberish. I don't have all the time in the world to write down. So I'm going to make sure what I write down is what I think and how I feel.
I've come past a lot of my journaling, and I've sat there and I was like, I did the same thing. I wrote that. That was me. I need to take this. And in some instances, I see that I was like, I need to share this.
Yeah.
I need to share just a piece of this with people. So I've been journaling for a couple of years now, and it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's a useful tool. And you need it. Every different part of you get to comb through. Right. Every different part of you need to comb through. Now, as you've been combing through your life and you've come into this journey, and your journey's been amplified, and now you're probably on this momentum that nobody can match to life. What has the vision come to? Has it lined up the vision with everything when it comes to journaling?
Yeah, man. Like I said, it just paints that picture crystal clear every night before I go to bed. Remember, because I did that too for a while. You get so stuck in the day-to-day, you forget what that end goal is. You forget what that long-term vision is, like why you're doing this. And with me kind of starting over this summer in a new industry, in the fitness industry, having to work so much because I had to have a part-time job too, work so much because it's low-paying jobs because I'm just starting off. So at the end of the day, I'm tired. I'd forget why I'm doing all this. Journaling brings it totally back. Like, don't forget the goal. Don't forget the goal. Don't forget the goal. Like, why are you doing this? Every day, lift a little bit more. Be a little bit nicer to those clients. Learn about their life a little bit more, to how to better coach them, what their goals are.
What do you say to the men out there that struggle with journaling, or don't journal, or thinking journal isn't for them, or they're too manly for journaling?
I don't know. I was the same way. You just gotta suck it up and do it. If you're a tough man, you can write something down.
You can write something down.
If you're willing to go out there and lift heavy weights or work on trucks or do all this man stuff, you should be able to grab a little tiny pen and write down some ink on paper. Like, nobody else. You don't have to tell anybody you do it. Don't have to tell anybody. Keep it yourself. Hide it under your bed. Hide it under your pillow. Don't tell nobody. Just do it yourself. It's not for anybody else to know. Nobody has to know. If you do it and you don't like it, hey, whatever. Try it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also, there's no shame in journaling at whatsoever. It's something that is very important. People have done it for forever because it's a way to organize your thoughts. And I think that's so important. If you want to be intentional about your steps and about what you're doing, is to have an organized thought process. And you can't do that without a clear mind. Journalism helps you clear your mind. I do it at night before I go to bed. I'll just write down what I'm thinking because those thoughts otherwise will just race in my head and they'll continue to race and I'll just keep thinking about new things. And then writing them down always makes it kind of help. And then it also lets me learn new things about myself through the things I write down. Have you noticed any new things that you've discovered about yourself through that process of journalism?
Let me think here. New things that I've learned about myself.
So, like for me, I've noticed through, I'm just going to give an example.
Yeah, yep.
Through journalism, when I write at night, I notice that if I am not drinking water throughout the day, or if I'm like running around too much, or if I'm overthinking about one specific thing, it will make the rest of my day cloudy. It'll make it foggy. So, like, the example, if I have something crazy happen earlier in the day and I don't have time to decompress about it, I know it's going to affect the whole rest of my day unless I'm able to get some time alone to kind of change that energy and change that feeling that I'm in.
Yeah, and I would say the same thing. You know, that just brought to light. It makes me calm. It calms me down. I go to bed with a clear mind. Like you said, there's no thoughts racing. I wake up ready to attack because there's nothing that I haven't thought about. There's nothing I haven't dealt with. It's just go time. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff from the day before. It's all out. It's all there. If I have to handle something, now I got a clear plan. Now I know what to do. So just able to live that day fully, I think, and move forward. A lot of times it would, like I said, all that wasted time, cloudy time, stuff, you're not being efficient, intentional and deliberate because you're focused on something that already happened and you didn't give clear thought to how you should have handled it.
You're not being present.
Right.
Which is
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Be there. Be in the moment. And to do that, like you said, you got to decompress. You got to get all that out of your mind, all that off your chest. And if it's just on a piece of paper.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All that stuff you'll carry it with you until you decide you're going to let it go. That's going to be letting it go through writing, through speaking to someone.
Yeah.
Or, worst case, it's just going to be you exploding.
Yeah.
And exploding is in an outburst. And
Right.
that happens so often because people want to bottle up their emotions and not share anything. They don't want to express themselves, or they don't feel like journaling is how they should express themselves.
Right.
And for those people, the journaling doesn't even necessarily need to be, okay, this is all the stuff that happened in the day. You can write down struggles you felt like you had in the day. Just write down 2 or 3 things. It doesn't need to be the full page, like bricked out completely with writing. Like you can do a poem. You can do whatever you're feeling motivated to do. I think as long as you're writing something down and you're actively in that moment, I think it will help you.
Yeah, I agree. Anything is better than nothing. Absolutely. And it's your thing. You can go whatever direction you want to go with it.
So do you heavily recommend it?
100%. 100%. I didn't know how good it would be until I did it. I didn't know how foggy my brain was, how cloudy my thoughts were, how productive I could be during that next day before doing it. I thought that's just how it was. It was kind of, that made me pissed off, a little grumpy all the time, just because there's stuff I didn't deal with because I didn't want to deal with it. And, you know, these big, scary stuff going on, it seemed like it. It's not. And the hardest part is just starting, just deal with it. And if it's just start journaling.
So has it slowed your world down so you can adjust properly?
No, yeah. It's like I've already thought about everything that's going to happen the next day by thinking about that day, how it went. It's fantastic. It's like I got a leg up on the competition because you're reflecting every single day. It's insane the amount of difference it has made for me day to day instead of just going through it or being conscious, intentional, and deliberate all day long. It blows my mind sitting here thinking about it now. The difference I feel during the day, starting off the day, all the way through the end of the day, on how good it makes you feel.
How does your journaling process go? Do you listen to music or is it just silent and you writing?
Silent and writing. I'm just in my head, all that talk up there. Like I said, my thing to do, I like going through top to bottom, day to day. That's just how it works for me. So I sit there and just replay it in my head. I'll have a movie running in my head of the day, each interaction, how it went, sometimes it doesn't need to get down to how I said hello to this person today, things like that. But just how I was feeling that morning, maybe one or two interactions that I had that reflects on that or that doesn't reflect on that, so I can think about it and change it.
Yes.
But just,
So how connected are you with yourself now that you're journaling? Because you're reflecting back and forth, and you're literally talking to yourself and reflecting and combing through all the pieces of you and whatnot. So you have an alliance, like you guys are all aligned now. Every part of your personality of what makes you. How has it brought you together?
I feel like I'm me.
Yes.
I don't know how else to say it.
Yes.
I feel like I'm finally me. Like, for whatever reason, it just feels so at peace.
You're in charge.
Yes, I feel at peace. It never really been clear on before, like what was the issue. And I don't know if it was just journaling that solved it, but it was a huge part of it. Just to think who I am. Reflecting on how I acted, all that kind of different stuff, I'm at peace. It's just, I'm me. That's how it is. Before, it was always, I didn't know who I was, what I was trying to do, how I was supposed to act. And now it's just me. I go based off of, a lot of talks with you guys on,
yes.
How a man should act, how he should treat his woman, friends and family. So not only that, but just having all those good values in my head, reflecting on it, and you're at peace when you know you're making the right decision. Like I said, I don't want to write how I was such a jerk all day and then try and fake it in my head. No, I want to write down that I did good. I did a couple extra chores at home. I did some stuff for the people at the gym. I cleaned up for them. I really helped one lady with her row form, with her row technique. And then that makes you think, yes, you were soft, you were kind, you were gentle, but then you were smart about it. You were pushing her through it, got that motivation. And all of that just reinforces, yep, we're doing the right thing. It reinforces that point that we all know. We know the difference between good and bad, lazy and efficient. So it just reinforces those things like, yep, you had a good day today, good decision, let's do it again tomorrow.
So did you learn that, hey, I can do it?
Yeah. I always knew I could, I just didn't know what was holding me back.
Okay.
I always knew I could, I did not know what was holding me back.
What made you start?
I needed, nothing going to change, nothing changes if nothing changes, what they say, Like, you have to, because all this new stuff was happening, moved into a new place with my girlfriend, fitness journey, new jobs. You got to level up. I'm trying to go as quick as I can, and it's one of those things where, you know what? Just do it. Just see what happens. Just do it, and it's awesome.
So you take time out for yourself, and you take that healthy route of healthy isolation to write, to figure things out and figure yourself out. It doesn't take much. Everybody has time.
Yeah.
Everybody has time.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's correct effort.
Yeah.
You're putting in correct effort. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, put your phone down 10 minutes earlier and go sit in bed and just read. You got time.
Yes.
Because
Everybody has time.
I find that too. I'm on my phone. I'm like, what am I doing? Put that down. Answer some emails, some texts, things like that. Just go chill. Just go write for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Before you know it, 20 minutes goes by. And
yes, those excuses get smaller.
Yeah.
If you do it and you put in that correct effort, the excuses get smaller, and you notice when you're off.
Yeah.
You notice, like, I should not be scrolling. I should not be doing this. I should be doing something more productive towards myself.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So journaling helps with that, and then journaling makes you want. Well, it's made me want to actually get on task with everything that I'm doing. Now I write out a task list. Now I write out my appointments, what I'm supposed to be doing, and how it carries along. Like it's graduated to all of that.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just thinking if you're someone who journals and you're journaling that today I woke up at noon, I watched TikToks until 3, I watched some TV, I watched a movie, versus the next day you saying, I woke up at 8, I went to the gym, I had a good start to my day, I went for a walk, I spent time with family, and even just writing those things down, you're going to feel like you accomplished so much more just based on you writing it down and documenting the stuff that you're proud of for that day. And it'll make you want to keep that momentum going. Like you were saying, you have that momentum and you want to keep on moving.
Right.
If you're journaling that you're doing all this stuff actively every single day, you're not going to want to slow down on that. So it kind of holds yourself accountable to that higher level where you're not going to start staggering as much just because you'll have to write that down and you'll have to be like, yeah, I watched TikToks again for 3 hours and like all that stuff. And then you're like, well, now I feel like a bum because I know I shouldn't be doing that.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because nobody wants to write about themselves when it's just junk the whole time. That's how you're going to stop journaling.
Yeah.
If all you write down is, I didn't do nothing today, I watched TikToks all day, I didn't clean the house today, you're going to journal one time and say, this is lame, I'm not doing this. Make that change in your life to where you feel good about journaling. You feel good about what you're writing down.
Yes, you're talking to yourself. You're figuring out what you need, what you want, and where life is going for you.
Right.
For you, there's so much in reflecting and when it comes to journaling.
It's huge.
It's wonderful. It's a beautiful art.
Yeah.
The art of journaling. I love it. Seriously.
Yeah. I can't believe how much it's affected me in my headspace, my mindset. Every single day that I do it. Fantastic.
I love it. Hitting certain key points in your life too. And it's good to go back and read those like a year or two later and figure out like, man, I've been progressing this whole time and I haven't stopped.
Right.
Especially when you're reflecting on the things you've done and where you want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Where you want to get to. Absolutely. I remember writing about this podcast a couple years ago and why I want to do it, and now it's here.
There it is. Yeah.
And now it's here. And continue, like, okay, today I have to do this. Today I thought about the podcast. Today, yeah. And that comes to the vision and the purpose. Thinking about it, even if it's for 10 seconds throughout the day, writing about it, and yeah, it's one of those things. And it goes into affirmations and also gratitude. How often do you practice that?
Multiple, almost all day.
Yeah?
Almost all day. It's crazy. I never used to, and it's funny because I hear people complaining, and like I'm not talking bigger, but I'm almost never complaining. Like I said, I'm thankful for a grocery store. Oh man, I got to go work out. My knees hurt. I got to go coach 4 more camps. I get to work out and get paid for it, man. This is the dream. This is what I'm doing. I mean, stuff happens. There's bad stuff that happens to, sicknesses, loved ones, all that kind of stuff. But it could always be 10,000 times worse. We have it so good here. We're talking on electronics, reaching out to other people.
We have it good.
Sitting here in nice clothes. There is not, for me anyways, there's not one thing that I cannot be grateful for.
Gratitude, man.
There's bad stuff that happens. You just got to be fucking tough, man. You got to get through it. I mean, journaling helps with that too, to get through that stuff and realize what you are grateful for. Make you think about it that much more,
Yeah.
Absolutely. And with those tough things, if you're still looking for the positive in them, it makes your outlook on that difficult situation so much better
100%.
Every single time. As long as it's the positive mindset. You can be going through something very hard, something that's definitely going to take a lot out of you. But if you come at it with a more positive outlook on it, and if you come out of it knowing, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to be okay, and then this is going to be over at some point, then you can make it through.
Yeah.
And I think that's...
You can make it through.
Totally.
Absolutely.
You can make it through. Absolutely. You can make it through.
Yeah.
I like that.
Definitely.
I do. I like that. When it comes to the complaining, like you just said, if you complain enough, you turn into a victim. Mm-hmm. You do. And for me, if you complain enough, you actually feed your mind and your brain and yourself, and you're becoming negative affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like to complain. If I complain, it's different. I'll vent in a healthy way and leave it at that and move forward.
Right.
And move forward. And sometimes I don't know what is there to complain about.
Yeah. When you hear
if you just want to vent or you just want to dump real quick and get it over with, then go.
Yeah.
And we move forward.
Can you complain about the same thing every day?
Yeah.
Your life's not miserable. Your ability to change is
Choice.
not good.
Choice. Well, thank you, Cooper.
Awesome.
Nice
Thanks,
to have
guys.
you on here, man.
Fantastic.
I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Brother.
Appreciate the opportunity.
All right.
Oh, yeah, man. Good shit.